Hey everyone, this is Nick here. I decided to record a quick casual demo of my project, one of the first ones doing solopreneurship here in Europe. It's called Real Local. So it lets you experience like amazing local, authentic cuisine that is local to the area that you're visiting, maybe when you're going abroad, and helps you save time on where to eat. It will book also restaurants for you if needed. Not all the functionality is ready yet, but I created a landing page and kind of like an onboarding flow to kind of test the interest out there for this. So I'll go through the steps, and I will be running an ad campaign to just see, how much people click through for this. So anyway, just to kind of riff a bit on the idea where it came from, I used to travel abroad, and I do quite often, and I again try the local specialty foods and all that, and I only have a certain amount of free time and on my trip, and I waste my time a lot because I try to kind of at the very last minute uh, research and spend a lot of time on research, like what is the local food to this neighborhood or this city, and where do I get it? Where do I get what places are open? And usually, like I have to then sift through what what are the non-touristy restaurants? What are because things may be rated like 5 stars on Google or TripAdvisor. I usually use Google, but it's not necessarily a good place. If there's a lot of tourists that go there, they're all going to rate it. A lot of people are going to rate it a 5 when they just don't know a lot about food, and maybe it's not that great. It's just very touristy, and then it's just better than what they're used to, right? So I waste a lot of time trying to sift through restaurant reviews and all that. The other problem is like I have hard time booking restaurants. Some in Europe, especially, it's old school. Like probably half the restaurants don't take online reservations, and so you have to either like physically walk in exactly when they're open or call. And when you call, there's a language barrier, and they're only open certain hours. As people who've traveled to Europe know, restaurants are typically open only around lunch or dinner, maybe breakfast, but they close in the afternoon. So you can't just make a reservation whenever you want. And then it is intimidating to kind of have that language barrier. Maybe they pick up the phone and they don't speak English, or if I do speak English straight away, I feel guilty, so I try to speak in their local language like Italian or French, and that's very embarrassing and all that. And alternatively, I have to ask the hotel, if I am staying at a hotel, to call to book for me. But sometimes I'm just not staying at a hotel. For example, in Rome, I found a lot of places that are just apartments. They're not hotels. And people can help you call, but that's a whole big thing, right? So there's a lot of pain points around eating really well when you're abroad. You can pick an amazing hotel. You can have a great deal on a flight to where you're going, but the food is left up to chance, and it's really annoying, and I want to fix that. So I didn't spend too much on this app and into the design. I didn't invest a lot into the design, but again, this is where I'm at right now, so I just will walk through real quick. It gives you the value prop in the beginning. Now, it was hard for me to kind of explain something quite complex with all those pain points, so I try to distill it down here. And then I finally capped it off with like what you can do. In my case, I would love to be able to speak to an actual local person and have them available by WhatsApp, text, or even a phone call. But I also want them to help me like plan where to eat as well. And so this is what I'm pitching to people. Like you're going to get someone that you pay this person for X days that you're there, and they take care of what you want to eat and when. So try it out. I'm going, let's say, somewhere for 3 days. So I'm gonna go to Rome, and let's just say I'm going to Rome, and I want at least one of my lunches and dinners planned for me, right? So I hit continue, and then it's gonna do a search using ChatGPT. It's gonna find, based on what I put in for the city, popular dishes that I want to try. So I'll pick a few things, load a few more items. These are actually often I use AI to ask, what is a local specialty, and there's so many things that I still discover that I don't know about. And I'm like 42 years old. I think I know a lot about food, and every single time I'm surprised. At least for Rome, which is one of my favorite cities, right? I look up something and I just didn't know that what that dish was, and it's a shame that people just don't eat good food or don't discover local cuisine. And I want to linger on that point for a second there. There's also the problem of over tourism, right? And there's a lot of amazing places you can find in a lot of cities that you should explore outside the city, or different neighborhoods that are not very touristy. And I want to avoid tourists. Also, over tourism is a problem, and maybe this app can help people spread out more and go to more humble, low-key areas that are not touristy, to kind of just not inundate cities with tourism. I don't know. I think we need more products like that help people discover kind of alternative places. Anyway, so I picked a bunch of like foods. I can only load a certain amount of foods, and it's just to kind of like give people a taste of what they can eat. And then I say finish, and then just gives me a recap. Here's what you want to try, and I can save my itinerary. And then later in the itineraries page, this is like a crappy design. It's AI generated design. I can go back in, and in theory, I can plan my trip further. So this is not the one I just added. I have a lot here. Let me see. Here's one. Anyway, I'm still developing this, but like I'm not spending too much time on it. The whole point is to get user interest, right? So the idea is to build out some page where you can drag and drop and discover more foods, and plan, breakfast, lunch, dinner for different dates, add special requests, and keep track of your wish list and all that. And then you should be able to connect if you pay. So this tool would be free to pay an actual person and connect with them via WhatsApp. And so that's the other part of the application. So I've held off on that part, that whole connection thing. I got some proof of concept working where I have a third-party service, customer support dashboard. There's services like that. I've also explored the ability for an AI agent to physically like make a phone call and call a restaurant to book something. That's just a different branch of the idea. But for now, I did have an ad campaign, and I'm running it now to garner interest. I do have like a mission page, describing the idea, also like how it works. Honestly, that's really it. I have just other basic pages like terms of use, privacy policy. I have like social sign-in, email sign-in, and all that. I coded that because I want to reuse it with other project ideas. So this is a larger idea. It's kind of like a two-sided marketplace idea where you have people who want to eat and have a great trip and not waste their money and waste their time. But you also have, you have to look for local people that want to help in this way, and help for a good cause. I was also thinking about building a way to kind of get more interest and help local communities. Is there's another aspect to this, which is beyond the like combating over tourism aspect, is maybe 50% of the profit goes to a local community or a local charity. So there's a lot of people from abroad that spend a lot of money. I think there's like 62, I think it's, maybe I'm wrong on this, like $62 billion, at least in Italy, spent every year on just tourism. I mean, it's crazy how much money people spend in Italy. And a lot of local people like see almost nothing from that profits, right? So why not just take some of the profit here and have it go to a local community? So at least the over tourism, there's some additional benefit to that beyond the cost, because it impacts a lot of communities. So anyway, I learned a lot from this idea, and let's see if it has legs. I have other ideas I'm going to be developing and testing out, but I think every week or two we'll be posting like actual like solopreneur tips, things that I've learned. I'm learning a ton every single week, and so stay tuned for that. I think there's a lot of like clickbaity stuff online out there regarding solopreneurship and all that, but I don't know. I think there's not enough tactical advice for some of these things, these ideas. And I think if folks are interested in it and in indie hacking or just building stuff that may be of value to people, and how to sell and market it and all that, honestly, I would love to see that more content about that. So that's what I may be creating just now. So stay tuned. I'm going to be like posting on X and YouTube and Threads and all that. So keep track of that. And also, I have a newsletter. I'll be sending out my tips on my newsletter. My site is Nick Manning, so it's NickMann.ing. If you're interested. So thanks a lot. See you.